Hey everyone, I'm out in my backyard right now with Oliver, and we're going to read you a story about an insect. Before I read this story, I want to remind you how you can retell or summarize a story. Last week, we retold the story of Duck on a Bike. You told me about the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. Now we are going to talk about some other things you can include when you're retelling a story. So this is called 5-finger retell. It helps you remember the 5 things to mention when someone asks you to retell a story. The first thing you can mention are the characters. Who are the people in the book? Maybe they're not people, maybe they're animals, or in the book we're going to read today, the character is an insect. The next finger talks about the setting. Where is the book? Is it in a park? Is it at home? Is it in a school? The other 3 fingers are to remind us to tell us about the beginning, the first part of the book, the middle, the second part of the book, and the end, the third part of the book. So after I read you the book today, I'm going to ask you to record yourself retelling me the book. All right. Today, maybe you've heard this book before, we're going to read The Very Lonely Firefly by Carle. Maybe you already know this, but insects have 3 body parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. They usually also have 6 legs, antennae, and wings. This book is written by Carle, The Very Lonely Firefly. I wonder why this firefly is feeling lonely and alone. At sunset, a little firefly was born. It stretched its wings and flew off into the darkening sky. It was a lonely firefly, and it flashed its light, searching for other fireflies. Do you see any other fireflies? I see some animals. I see a person, a bird. No fireflies yet. The firefly saw a light, and it flew toward it. But it was not another firefly. It was a light bulb, lighting up the sky. Hear that noise? The firefly saw a light and flew toward it. But it was not another firefly. It was a candle flickering in the night. What's going on? I wonder what noise the people are hearing. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it. But it was not another firefly. It was a flashlight shining in the night. The man is saying, "Quiet out there." Interesting. The firefly saw another light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a lantern glowing in the night. What is it? Hey, stop fighting. The firefly saw several lights and flew toward them, but they were not other fireflies. There was a dog. Grr. Bow, wow. And a cat. Meow. And an owl, their eyes reflecting the lights. Hoot. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was the car's headlights flooding the night. Look! Wow! It's beautiful. I wonder what they're all looking at. Wow. The firefly saw many lights and flew toward them, but they were not fireflies. What were they? They were fireworks, sparkling and glittering and shimmering in the night. When all was quiet, the firefly flew through the night, flashing its light, looking and searching again. Then the very lonely firefly saw what it had been looking for. A group of fireflies flashing their lights. Now the firefly wasn't lonely anymore. The end. Now I want you to retell me or summarize what happened in The Very Lonely Firefly. Remember, there are 5 things that I want you to tell me about. I want you to tell me about the characters, who was in the book. I want you to tell me about the setting. Where was the book happening? Then I want you to tell me about the beginning, middle, and end of the story. So what you can do is, if you have a printer at home, you can ask your parents to print out this worksheet that I made. It has everything you need to include. You can write your words or draw your pictures in these boxes. You can also use your journal at home and write about the 5 things you need to tell me. So I'm opening to my empty page. First thing that I want you to tell me about were the characters. So you can write the word character or ask your parents to help you with that. And you can tell me who you saw in the book, Firefly, and there were some other characters as well. Then you can write the word setting. Write or draw about the setting. Where was the book? Last, you're going to tell me about the beginning. You can just write a B for short, or you can write out the whole word. Beginning. I might have to go to the next page for some more room to write about the middle and the end of the book. You can turn that into me on Seesaw. Can't wait to see what you write and draw about. Bye.